All right, bruh fans, we're talking Season 2, Episode 4, titled Receipts. John rushes to his mom's side, and trust and believe he rushes away from it as quickly as he came to it, but we'll get to that later in the review. Tom makes a diagnosis, and Bill goes to Mike for legal advice. So, before we get started, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. I'm not going to lie. I didn't even take notes because I did not need to take notes for the episode. Trust and believe that. I woke up around 6:30. And first of all, if there's anybody watching who knows, what time does BET Plus upload the episodes? Because I know somebody posted midnight and then I was up at 12:30 and it still wasn't up, but I don't know if they meant East Coast time where I'm at or if they meant West Coast time where it's like 3 a.m. here but then midnight in like California. So if anybody knows the time of when they're uploaded, please let me know. Also, the first 15-ish minutes I felt were really dragged on, and I feel like it's ironic because in my review for last week's episode 3 I said the Pam and Mike scene was what I felt dragged the episode down, resulting in a low score. I cannot remember what I scored the episode off the top of my head. I just know that episode 3 was my least favorite of the trio of episodes we got last week. However, I have to say, Pam, in my opinion, saved this episode. When she randomly burst into Mike's apartment, because I was sitting in bed watching episode like, okay, this is, oh man, I don't want to do this review because it's going to be bad. But then as soon as she is burst through the door, I'm like, what the hell? I don't know why, but I was just like, okay, I like where this is going. But anyway, the first 10-ish minutes of the episode, let me put it this way. Some people are like, well, dang, we didn't get a lot of Miss Alice in the 3 episodes. What's going on? Well, you got a lot of Miss Alice in this episode. So the first 10 minutes or so was a fart joke. I mean, the episode could be summed up in less than 30 seconds. Alice needs a fart. Regina plans to sue Bill. And then I'll cut it right there because when we get to Mike's apartment or loft, that's when shit gets good. But yeah, so just to kind of sum things up quickly and talk about the good stuff, because trust and believe, there are a lot of good things, because believe it or not, I'm going to score this episode higher than I originally was. So the episode starts off with John and Bill rushing to the apartment to find Alice on the couch, and she tries to explain the story as to what happened with her heart, and you know, we get the same repetitive dialogue. And to be completely honest, I know that a common complaint of Tyler Perry writing is people don't talk like this in real life. Well, I beg to differ, because and I don't want to call Miss Alice old because I don't want to be cussed out, but I just feel like when people of a different generation are telling a story, I don't care if they're 3/4 through the story. I don't care if they're halfway through the story. If they get interrupted, they are going to tell the damn story again from start to finish. I think Bernie Mac did a bit on the Kings of Comedy tour, not the home release version, but if you go to YouTube and just type in Bernie Mac Kings of Comedy, I think he was wearing a white suit, and I think he was talking about this one woman who was talking about how her husband died or something like that, and the whole story just kept going around in circles. To be honest, I found it pretty accurate. That's how different people of an older generation will tell a story. But in any case, if you don't like vulgar language, you're probably not going to like the first several minutes of the episode. But Tom comes in and thankfully saves Bill because he was lotioning his hands because Alice was like, my heart, when she has to hold his hands like, well, Miss Alice, you were just having relations. And Tom comes in, checks her blood pressure, sees what's going on, and rubs her stomach a little bit, and then that releases a pretty much a stink bomb in the apartment. And it turns out because of all the Korean food she had eaten with the cheeses and everything, just watch your diet because it caused like a buildup, and that's pretty much where the pressure and bloating came from. I'm pretty sure there was an episode of the Steve Harvey Show where Steve thought he was dying, and he revealed to Regina that he, not Regina from Regina from the Steve Harvey Show, that he pied her in the face. Yeah, what was it, like threw a cream pie in her face when they were in high school. And then it turned out when he thought he was dying, it was actually gas. So I thought that was a pretty interesting nod to another show. I'm not saying Tyler Perry purposefully did this. I just felt like the story was definitely something I remember as a kid growing up. So, yeah, the first 10 plus minutes of the episode, pretty drawn out. Even though the payoff, was it worth it? I ain't gonna lie, I did kind of laugh. But at the same time, the Korean guy that she was with, I forget the name because I do have it in my notes, but I'm too lazy to look it up. They were having relations, and she's like, stop. And then John's like, wait, he kept going after he said stop? But you know, a woman my age, they know, a woman like me, people know that stop means go. I ain't gonna lie, I got a couple chuckles out of that, but overall I'm like, okay, this is a long stretch of the episode. So then Tom and John leave the apartment, but I gotta admit, Tom's stoic response to the smell, well, he works in the hospital, so he's probably used to all kinds of smells, but the way that John and Bill were going off, I'm thinking to myself, nobody has air freshener. Look, if you don't know this about me, I got like a few like addictions. Glade air fresheners. Like if you come in my apartment, in my room, like I have like, you know, the twist and turn Glade air fresheners. I got one in my room, one in my bathroom, one in my closet. And then I got like a bunch of the Glade spray. It's not that it's an addiction. It's just like, I've always had that habit of keeping my place smelling good and clean because you never know when you're going to have guests. And honestly, I never really have guests. So it's one of those situations where you just never know. It's almost like when you're a kid and your mom says, keep clean underwear. But it's like, if I'm in an accident, like a car or something, I don't think the paramedic's going to care what my drawers smell like. That's not to say I don't wear clean drawers, but I'm talking about, you know, the strange rituals, you know, parents or whatever will try to instill in you at a young age. Welch's Sparkling and Crazy Socks. Those like my three addictions, if you will. But yeah, to think nobody had a can of spray. And then when she went to the bathroom and came out, it's like, I think you loosened something. And she came out. It's like, you ain't gonna close the door. You got to air it out. I'm like, again, nobody has air freshener. I know one time my sister, I ain't putting her on blast, no pun intended. She came and she went to the bathroom like, what? I got like 20 cans of air freshener. You're not going to use any. And she sprayed like, I'm like, I took the can. I went, not to say it smelled that bad, but I'm eliminating any odors as soon as possible. Okay, that's aside from the point. So Regina had come over because she had gotten a call from Alice about it. And I ain't going to lie, I would be mad too. It's like you got John and Bill coming from across town from the bar. Regina coming from across town. Tom coming from his he was about to go to sleep because his boy Greg, right? He had just come into town a few days early, and Alice has all these people rushing over because she tells them that she thinks she's having a heart attack, and I'm like, she tells John and Bill like, "Where's 911?" It's like, wait, where's Tom? Why are they taking so long? I'm thinking to myself, wait, Miss Alice called Tom, I suppose, and she had to have called Regina, so she made multiple calls instead of calling 911. Anyway, so when Alice is in the bathroom and John and Tom are trying to cut off the paramedics, that way they don't have to pay for the paramedics coming into the room and everything. Bill is talking with Regina. I'm thinking to myself, Bill, you should have went out that door. You should have went out that door when you had the chance. But basically, you try to start up a conversation, which is kind of awkward because the last time Regina saw you earlier that day, you were butt naked, or should I just say naked and inside of another woman. But he just wants to say, hey, so you and Natalie talked, huh? Yeah, we did. So what about it? Okay. and we get to why the episode is entitled Receipts. So basically, and I love how Regina broke it down, because to be completely honest, when she said, oh yeah, like we kind of crossed, okay, I forgot the exact dialogue, but basically there was an overlap, if you will, between when Bill and Natalie were going out or sleeping together, and when Bill and Regina were sleeping together. And I love the fact that, Bill was like, well, wait, but we were on a break though. I ain't gonna say the word, like, Negro, we weren't on a break. And I swear, I don't know why, but this literally turned into the Red Table Talk, because I wanted them to say the word entanglement. But then again, this is season 2. I don't think this was filmed after the Will and Jada thing, but I just automatically thought entanglement as soon as Bill was like, well, we were on a break. It's like, no, we weren't. So that's why it's like, that we live in a dangerous time. I mean, because people can screenshot, they can pull up old messages, and apparently that's what they were doing. They were just looking at all the text messages. Oh, you can't come over, you're at the gym, it'll be 2 hours. Oh, you gotta go play poker with the boys, when you were really effing somebody else. So then Regina's like, oh, I'm gonna sue you. What? No, I'm gonna sue you for what? My marriage? The wedding you broke up. Remember that? The wedding, the damages. Oh damn. So then Alice comes out, bathroom odor and all, and Bill is having trouble with the damn door, like Mike was having trouble with the child locks last week, and he goes out. So Regina and Alice talk for a little bit, so off screen, but it was interesting, because I mean, at this point of the episode, I'm like, oh damn, I really don't want to rag on the episode being bad, but we only got like 5 or 7 minutes left. Come on now. But in any case, we go over to Mike's loft, and this is when the episode gets good, because I'm just sitting here like, okay, this is probably going to be the last scene. So basically, Mike is still up drinking, and Bill just, banging on the door like the police. Because I think the first part of the episode that really made me go, ha, 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 ha. I don't laugh like that, but I was sleepy. So Mike had grabbed, he's like, who is it? Because he had grabbed, if you look closely, he grabs his like bottle of liquor like he's about to use it as a weapon. I don't know why, but that little detail I thought was pretty funny, because I probably do the same thing, but it will be a bottle of Welch's Sparkling. So Bill comes in, and Mike rightfully is like, what are you doing? Well, you ain't answer your phone I called a bunch of times, you ain't answer the phone. It's like, yeah, because I was going to sleep. I got to work in the morning. I'm thinking to myself, damn, how late is it? Because none of these people seem to go to sleep. It's like, Tom was getting ready to go to sleep. His boy came early. Then he had to rush over to check on Alice. And then, John obviously had to get out of the apartment. That way he'd be out while his mom was doing the dude with the Korean dude. And then, Bill's just, Bill, he's just depressed right now. So, oh yeah, that's not to mention, neither John nor Bill paid the tab at the bar. That's going to be fun the next time they go. But in any case, Mike and Bill talk for a little bit. Bill is in need of legal advice. And I love how Mike, if he was a little bit taller, no shade, he probably would have pulled a big red on Bill. It's like, what are my office hours? 9 to 5. Yeah, it's like, look, I'm just chilling. I'm depressed. And I think what I found interesting about the scene is like what Bill was saying, how ain't no thoughts around here. No, it's just me. I know you usually got a thought, all the thoughts evacuate the loft. No, Mike is by himself. It's like, no, man, you don't never like to be alone. Well, I am tonight. I'm like, damn, Mike, he really is depressed. So in any case, they pretty much talk. Oh yeah, speaking of cases, they pretty much talk about the Regina situation. And Mike is like, well, yeah, anybody can sue anybody for anything. It doesn't mean they'll win, but they can sue. Well, it was romantic. What? You getting sued? No, crashing a wedding. You thought that shit was romantic. Yeah, Bill, your season 1 mistakes are coming up to catch you. And here's what I like. Because remember last week I did the video, Mike is the MVP or the unsung hero. Mike, I think that's why I like this scene. Mike was just minding his damn business. And then you got 2 unwanted guests. And trust me, I'll get to the second guest in a moment. But in any case, Mike is just sitting there. And Bill's like, you know what? This is all your fault. What do you mean? Natalie. Regina came in. She was watching me. I was just like, oh, damn, we getting some Jerry Falwell stuff where he's watching his wife. Never mind. In any case, it's just like Mike did not. Oh, dang it! They're about to cut grass outside. Mike did. Okay, let me hurry up. Mike did not make Bill have sex with Natalie, so I don't blame him at all. Then on top of that, they continued the conversation, and then Pam just burst into the damn loft. I still got my key. I don't know why, but the randomness of it is probably what made me love the scene. Because last week I was like, this scene is out of context because of how Pam had left the loft earlier because of the whole Andy situation, but then she just came in drunk, and I feel like those two scenes didn't really fit together well. But I don't know why, but just the sheer randomness of her bursting into the scene, I don't know why I enjoyed it so much. But from there, you know, she's just going on about, Mike kicked me out, he's a jerk, and Bill's like, you know, I'm about to get out of here. He's like, no, you stay, you need to hear this. You need to hear this. Mike is like, I ain't got time for Mike. Again, Mike is just trying to chill, unwind with some liquor or whatever he was drinking. And he got all these unwanted. It's like Bill is Steve Urkel and Pam is Kimmy Gibbler, and he's just trying to relax, and he can't get any peace. He ain't sleeping with nobody, even though he told Pam that one woman or friend was supposed to come over, who I guess he probably called it off. But in any case, he's just trying to sit and mind his business, and all these people causing a ruckus in his loft. And he ends up kicking them both out because what did Pam say? It's like, I couldn't get a car, my phone died. So I'm thinking, like, how long were you standing outside in those slippers? So anyway, Bill's like, hey, I got an idea. I'll take Pam home. Mike, you get some rest. I'll talk to you tomorrow. He's like, okay, good. Yeah, I'll do that. So, this is where we get to the action. This is, look, all jokes aside, this is a really good scene. So Bill is driving Pam home. And yet again, this is where I think bruh outshines sisters in some respects. Because Pam honestly states why she is the way she is about the whole situation. Because her and Bill, look, I know you're probably thinking, wait, over 10 minutes of the episode relating to a fart joke. If you want to skip to like the last 7 minutes of the episode, I would recommend it. Okay, watch the whole thing because you support black content. But if you want to get to the good stuff, watch this talk between Pam and Bill. This was a very, very good scene because of the fact of the vulnerability. I wish this scene was longer. I wish the fart scene was like 3 minutes and this scene was probably like 8 to 10 minutes. But Bill is, you know, what is it? Because Pam asked Bill, like, you know, why are guys like that? Why assholes, jerks, or whatever? But then it's like, well, what about you? You know, you go, we're all these men and whatnot. You talk about Mike, but what about you? It's like you go out with all these men. It's like, are you mean to Regina the way Mike is mean to me? It's like, no. I mean, I love how Bill didn't answer the question because it's like, well, yeah, I mean, earlier today she walked in on me, you know, going down on another girl. But I was like, okay, Bill, how far are we going with this conversation? But basically, I love how vulnerable Pam is when she says, like, a list of guys' names and basically says the reason I go out with so many men is because I can't get everything I want from one guy. If this was sisters, you know good and hell well that either Danny or, you know, whoever else, Karen or, you know, Sabrina, Andy, they would explain or try to rationalize, or, you know, better yet, when somebody, let's say Paris or Zach, tried to call out one of the girls, like, you know what, you date 8 men. They would get pissed off because they got called out for the bullshit. Pam literally explained, I don't know, it could be daddy issues and whatnot, but I just can't find everything I want in one guy. And I'm like, look at this. Even though I don't know if she should be that sober that quick, but either way, hey, because she's like, when she started rattling off names and mentioned names like, you know, Clarence, and all I could think was like, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. I don't know why, but I just thought about that. I think I got one of those vinyls. Yes, I grew up with that stuff, even though I'm only 29. But in any case, they pull up to Pam's place, and okay, we're here. Okay, have a good night. No, let's go upstairs. We're having a good conversation. I'm thinking to myself, yeah. Look, Bill, this is a good the episode's getting good. Let's get the conversation going. This is some good stuff. This is what I pay my subscription for. And then she leans over like, whoa, where we going here? And then she's like, Bill, I was like, Pam, no. You've been drinking. You're drunk. We're not doing this. No, I'm sober enough. No, we're good. No, Pam. And I'm thinking to myself, Pam, no means no. And then she kept on coming on to him like, no, because I'm like, okay, Bill was being a good boy for once. If this was last week's Bill, I don't know, but Bill was just minding his own business, saying, Pam, have a good night. But she kept coming on to him. And then she went in for the kiss, and then the damn credits rolled and pissed me off. Because all I could think about during that scene, because it's like, Bill, you're doing the right thing. She's drunk. She was your boy's girl. You got into this whole situation with Natalie. And then you're about to get sued by Regina. And then Pam kept coming on to you. And all I could think about, let's see, if I were Bill in that situation. My mind's telling me no, but her body. No, seriously, what's going to happen? She's probably going to make out with Bill, even though he said no. And then when she sobers up and her and Regina have girl talk, you know what? Bill kissed me. What? And then I'm going to, no, Tyler Perry, you better not make me root for Bill. No, because I was talking all that shit last season because I didn't like his character. So don't try to make me vouch for him now. But Bill, I will say he did nothing wrong. And we're about to have some Me Too stuff up in here if Pam sobers up the next day and then realizes what she thinks that Bill did to her when she really did it to him. Where's the receipt for that? All right, so, yeah, I mean, I guess you could say Pam's kisses are non-refundable. All right, so what would I score this episode? I ain't gonna lie. After the first 12 or so minutes, I was probably going to rate it probably like a 3. But I'm going to bump it up to a 6 because the last couple scenes were really good. Seriously, from the time we were at Mike's loft to the end credits. And I'm going to deduct a point because the damn episode cut off when it really got good. Because if they would have spent less time on the fart joke, then we could have got more conversation between Pam and Bill. No, for real though. Seriously, for anybody else or anybody who works on the show, and I get it. Like, these shows are constructed in 20 plus minute format. And I know this is like episode 4. So it's like, as soon as the first chunk of the episode was over, I'm like, okay, this is definitely a fillerish episode. I would like more conversations like what Pam had with Bill. Pretty much to get more in depth with these characters. Not just that Mike's an asshole. Not just that, Tom's a good guy or Bill's, player or, whatever. Or John, is trying. Well, no, John is actually pretty good. I know this is weird, but is John, you know what? I lost my train of thought there. I was about to, no, wait, hang on. No, John's trying to better himself. He explained that last week. My bad. But in any case, I just love these scenes where we kind of get why these characters the way they are. This is some deep stuff. No pun intended, Bill, because we know what you did to Natalie last week. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to my review that is as long as the episode. Wow, I did not plan this. But I'm probably going to rewatch the last scene again after I finish the review because it was really good. Seriously. Great acting during that scene. I don't really drink, so I can't really comment on how quickly it takes for somebody to sober up. But I will say that I did enjoy that Pam was vulnerable. And Bill, I would have paid to be in your position at the end of the episode. Yes, I said it. So you know what? Because of that, I'm going to bump it up to a 7 out of 10 because I really like that last scene. Even though I wish I ought to deduct a point because I wasn't me in that scene. But I want to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Yes. All right. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. Don't worry. Unlike Regina, I'm not going to sue. But I will catch you all next week. And seriously, I really wish we got 2 episodes a week instead of just 1. Because now I got to wait until next week to see what happens in the car. Because, yeah, I don't want to wait that long, but I got to. All right, guys, take care, and I'll talk to y'all later.